Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome to this, and welcome back for another Monday night here for League One content. You know the drill by now. Every Monday, and sometimes when we have a 3-game week, we are here discussing all the latest League One action. Today, we are going through Saturday's eventful 11 games, as well as talking about a rare Sunday afternoon fixture between Ipswich and Crewe. We'll also have a look at the table, have an in-depth look at what teams I feel could disturb the pack this year, and maybe a couple of teams in danger of going into the bottom 4. We'll also be answering your questions live as well, and having a look towards Saturday's fixtures and also the Christmas running, because a lot of teams now have played 20 games. The first chunk is done. You're now on to the last 26. You're literally, basically, nearly halfway in the marathon. You're coming up to that 10-mile mark, and we're there, ready for some more League One content tonight. If you're new to the channel, please remember to like and subscribe. I have been and seen pretty much every team yet this season. There's only a couple I've yet to watch this season. They are Plymouth Argyle, Shrewsbury Town are the only two really that I've not really seen. The others I've been able to watch replays of. If not, I've got to watch them with Fleetwood as well, or watch them on Sky Sports on a rare occasion that they show League One games. But we're going to see our chat. And before we go into any further ado, let's see who's with us tonight. Are you going to Bolton Fleetwood? I can't wait. Yes, I will be going. Yes, there'll be a vlog. I did go to the Accrington game, but I didn't vlog. I just thought I needed a night off that evening. But looking forward to today. Yeah, Charlie Wycombe, who unfortunately not very well at the moment. I wish him all the best. A very good player, very good striker, and I'm sure he'll be back scoring goals as soon as possible. Hi, Ben. We'll be on the show next year. Yeah, always enjoy my trips up to Barnsley. Unfortunately, looking like you're going to be struggling this year. But Fleetwood might not be on this show next year. I've had a load of questions. Will this return? Yes, regardless of whatever happens with Fleetwood, League One content is the future for me. It's always been kind of my favourite league, if I'm honest with you. League One and League Two. League One just started because Fleetwood were in it, but League One content will be starting regardless whether Fleetwood go up or go on a 29-game unbeaten run and, you know, win the playoffs. And got with a Harrison Biggins last minute winner at Wembley. Yeah, Specky. Love it. Saw some Barrow fans in the services the other day. Good lads. Oldham get battered everywhere they go. Great win for you. Thoughts on the White situation? Worrying, but let's just hope, you know, he gets on the mend as soon as possible. Who are the biggest club in League One? Ooh, for me, you know, you can't put it past your Sunderlands, your Ipswiches, your Portsmouth, you know, those types of teams. But we'll come to a Q&A at the end. Hello, Father. We'll come to Q&A at the end. We are going in to this weekend fixtures. A big show coming up. You'll have your chance to ask any questions at the end. We'll do these. There's 12 games. We'll do them in 3 blocks of 4. And we'll have a little break between each one. But we are starting off with my team, Fleetwood Town, as they place AFC Wimbledon away. We are going to put the running order on screen for you now. As you can see, we do go alphabetical order from the weekend's games, and a lot of goals the other day. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of eventful games as well. And AFC Wimbledon 2, Fleetwood Town 2. Fleetwood's leaky backdoor continues. That's 18 goals in 9 games away from home conceded. But for Wimbledon, that is 4 points from the last 2 home games. You know, it's a positive sign for them. You've got a lot of good players, you know, Stella McCormick, you know, 2 big players that have hyped on about. You give them room, they're going to score goals. You know, Rudani, 6 goals, 1 assist this year. You know, Palmer, 4 goals, 1 assist. You've got, you know, some experience in the team as well. Assel as well, scoring goals for fun. McCormick scoring goals. I think that's 8 goal contributions for him now. 3 goals, 5 assists. A goal and assist the other day. You know, Fleetwood did very well to get back into it. I thought they were out of it 2-1, you know, with a couple of injuries going off. But a lot more positive from Stephen Crane's men. Went to a back 4. I thought they had a go at a decent Wimbledon side and got in the faces a little bit. Paddy Lane getting his 5th assist in League One this season. He's the 2nd most in League One, and he's the youngest to have that many assists in League One this season. But Fleetwood is worrying for them at the moment. That's only 1 win in the last 11. They have lost 8 of those, drawn 2. They're 4 points adrift, as Wimbledon are just above, keeping their heads above water. But 2 good results against, sides that they don't really want to lose to in Crewe and Fleetwood. But AFC Wimbledon, good team, in my opinion, will stay up. Got a good manager. And Fleetwood, courtesy of Tony, the last 3 games that we played have been against Robinsons. So you look at Stephen Robinson, Carl Robinson, and then another Robinson against Wimbledon on Saturday. But we'll talk about 2-2s, and we've got another one, Bolton 2, Cheltenham 2. We're going to go on to Bolton first, because I want to have a little mention on Cheltenham. Amici and Kachunga on the score sheet. That's only 1 defeat in 6 at home for Bolton now, and 7 points in the last 9 from Crewe, Doncaster, and Cheltenham, which our sides realistically should be getting points out of if they want to achieve their longer term dream, really. But it's putting it on paper. They've not been great away, but coming back at home, scoring goals, getting results. They've got a lot of good players, Athlon I like as well. He's got 7 goals this year. Sheehan's got 4. Doyle's got 4. They're a great side. They move it well. Good young manager in that 2nd year of their phase now. Next year is, in my opinion, the performing stage. They're kind of just getting towards that level now. Bringing players into the football club. 1 defeat in 6 is always good at home. 7 points in the last 3. They have lost to some of the better sides at home this year, which isn't ideal. They dropped some points where they maybe shouldn't have done, where maybe performances warranted a little bit more. But Cheltenham are a very, very good side. That's 10 points away from home this season out of 10 games. They scored 13 goals, so they average 1.3 away from home. That's 15 points, by the way, for Cheltenham in their last 8. They've won 4, drawn 3, lost 1. They are a tough cookie to break down and beat. Duff, in my opinion, is one of the best managers in this league. They've got some good players. They haven't got players that, last year their top goal scorer was Alfie May, scored 9. That says a lot about their back door being shut and having a great unit where they had goals from all over. It's been the same this year. Alfie May's on 6, got 2 assists. You've got Joseph, the former Wigan Athletic man on loan from Swansea. Wright, who's just come back as well, who started really well as well, scored a couple early on in his spell. You've got Boyle at the back, who's had a period without injured. So they've not had the luck injury-wise, but what they've got a good togetherness, a good spine, and I really like that about Cheltenham. Cheltenham are, worth the weight in gold. The closest to the players than they are the bottom 6. And if people are talking about Ipswich for the top 6, why not Cheltenham? I know Ipswich's squad is talented, but they've got every right. There's always a team that go on a run. They've got a good togetherness. It won't put me past me. I don't think they will, but I reckon they'll certainly get into that top 10 at the end of the year if they can keep on like this. But the long-term goal for me, for Cheltenham, is getting to 52 points. That is all they need to do. When they get there, your next target is, right, let's go and make history now, lads. That was always my goal, for Fleetwood. It always still is. Get to 52 points. Then it's down to Fleetwood, get to 63 points, beat our first season in League One's tally. And then you're looking, right, let's come and beat our next target, the most ever in League One. But again, great result for Cheltenham. Decent point at home for Bolton. It extends their impressive run at home. And we talk about impressive runs. Burton win again. That is 6 goals scored in a week. And they beat Doncaster Rovers at home. That is 10 away defeats in 11 games for Rovers. That only point coming away at Crewe, Alexander. But Burton have won the last 2. O'Connor again, the corner masterpiece, getting his 5th goal of the season. A brilliant player. Burton at home this year are actually the 6th best in League One. They're struggling their way a bit. They've only won, twice away from home. Jefferson scoring again. That is 3-2 for that man, getting a brace in midweek at home. Apparently, Sheffield United want to call him back. Again, will be a big big loss a bit. He's a big handful at the top end of the pitch. They do like to play balls through to Hemmings or Jefferson or Atkins. He's got a lot of good players. Johnny Smith is a talented player. 3 goals, 3 assists for that man this season. But Doncaster, I'm worried about, I must admit. Away from home, they're not good enough. The spine of the team isn't good enough. I don't think the quality in the team is good enough. The top goal scorer has 3 goals in Tommy Rowe. Then you've got Ben Close, who's got a couple of assists. Galbraith, who's got a goal and a couple of assists as well. Bar that, their team has been a little bit, in my opinion, I don't know, put together at last minute, a bit lazy. They haven't really got an outlet. They haven't really got a good spine. They haven't really got togetherness. Richie Wellens, I had questioned in the past, how long will he get? Because this Doncaster side, they've been relegated before. They have bounced back, to be fair to them. But League Two next year is a tough cookie. And it's going to be a long slog this year. I do believe there are 4 teams in League One at the moment that I believe will go down. Then I believe there is 2 teams or 3 teams just above them. Just, and I mean just. There's about 7 teams I think could go down. And by the way, there's one that isn't in the bottom 6 at the moment, which we'll come to at the end of the stream. And you guys can see why I think that. Cambridge United 1, Sunderland 2. Great reaction from Sunderland. Streaky Lee. Again, they went, I think it was 4 defeats in 7. Since then, they've reacted. Since that little bit of a break, they've got 2 wins and a draw. That point against Shrewsbury was a bad draw. But it isn't now because they've won their next game. And 2.33 points a game out the last 3 games. It extends the unbeaten run. 2 tough away fixtures, Shrewsbury and Cambridge. 2, tough sides to break down. 2 sides that are going to battle. Cottrell and, Mark Bonner are 2 good managers. Got experience. Bonner's a fairly new manager. Then you've got the experience in Cottrell. When you look at Sunderland's squad, the likes of, your Ross Stewart's in double figures now, your McGeedy's 3 goals, 4 assists, your Winchesters, your Elliot Embleton's, your 09s have been, riddled with injuries really in that squad, but they've still got enough to, challenge and go away to these big teams. That's 3 defeats and 4 for Cambridge. By the way, this year, they have conceded 2 or more in 11 of their games. That 11 of their games. That includes a 2-0 defeat to Gillingham, a 2-2 draw with Fleetwood, 2-2 with Wigan last week after being, 2-0 up, 2-1 to Sunderland. Already then, you cannot concede 2 a game and expect to win games of football. You've really got to shut it down to 1 and get more clean sheets. They have got 3 clean sheets. They've got some good play. Sam Smith has got 4 goals this year. Joe Ironside's nearly in double figures. He's got 8. You've got Wes Houlihan that can provide a little bit of quality, 5 assists for that man this year. For me, they need to shut that back door before it's too late. But it is a good side. They are, on the transition period, just trying to stay up this year, punching above their weight. And they're playing Sunderland at home. We're a very good side. And it is always going to be hard. But we're going to come to your comments now, and we'll get back in with the other 8 games. Let me know what you are saying. If you could like the stream as well, let's get over 50 likes. We're also trying to hit 8,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Get your family, get your friends. We've got a League One show today. We've got Bolton away tomorrow. We've got a video coming for you on Wednesday. We've got away day at Accrington on Saturday in the pouring rain. We know stand on. Hello, Tony. Thank you for joining me. Pilly needs to put his hand in his pocket in January. It's hard to say. It's really difficult because you've got to think. I had a chat about this today. When you think about this Category 2 side that Fleetwood having in and £800,000 for a dome, where's that money going to come from? And James Hill is apparently going to leave the football club, but we're going to get a decent fee. But for me, we need to replace massively. Cluffy only wants jobs. I know. I'd love it. Honestly, if he could come, honestly, it'd make my year. Shithouse. I think Fleetwood will still go on a good run next season. It all depends. It's going to be a big season for Fleetwood. And I said it's a big period because if they can stay up, I don't think they'll go down for several years. That is my personal belief because the players that we've got through, the money that's being in, Andy Pilley's not going to live like this forever. I'm telling you that now for a fact. Fleetwood just need to get through this year If they do, we'll come out in 5 years' time. We'll look back at this year and go, if we stayed up then, or thank God we stayed up then. This is in my opinion, this is the biggest year since getting out the National League for Fleetwood. It's a big, big year. This. Hello, Tony. Ben liking Pompey again with Portsmouth. We're going to come to Portsmouth. We've got a big segment on them. Thanks, Jeff. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Playoff debt embargo to end off the embargo would help. I don't think we can pay it off. So people saying that. We haven't had a clean sheet since May. He's getting top 3. We're going to come to all the questions. What do you think of Barrow? I don't mind Barrow. You know, they're just Barrow, aren't they, for you? Anyway, we're going to come to the next few games. Keep liking, keep subscribing, and we'll come to your guys' comments. But we are going to go to the team informer against another team struggling at that bottom end. It's Gillingham. That's no winning 6. It's 1 winning 10 for the Gill. It's only 7 goals scored at home. They are 2 points adrift. They are struggling, not scoring goals. They're again losing it in the 93rd minute to Portsmouth. That is 9 unbeaten. They've won the last 6 in all competitions. They've won the last 4 in Sky Bet League One. We were saying just a couple of weeks ago, they're done. Already, I can't see them. They're flat, they're flaky. No, Danny Kelly's close. I said, stick by him, give it another 10 games. And boy, those 10 games, they have come together. The togetherness of that squad is showing. That 4 games, they've beaten Wycombe away from home. They beat Wimbledon at home, which is a tough place to go. They've beaten Gillingham away, a tough 100 grand for them in recent years. It's a brilliant result. An absolute brilliant result is that. And, you know, they've got some brilliant, team performances. They beat Sunderland just a few weeks ago as well. Marcus Harness has got 8 goals to his name. You've got John Marquis only on 4 as well. You've got goals coming from Lee Brown, Tunnicliffe. You know, it's a superb squad overall. You've got a good spirit about them. And, you know, just seeing the reaction to that win, it just meant everything. And if they can keep going, they're only 2 points off the playoffs. Believe, keep winning games of football, keep putting the pressure on. There's no expectation really on Portsmouth this year. You're looking at your Ipswich, your Sheffield Wednesdays, your Sunderlands. You know, no one's really mentioning Portsmouth for the first time, maybe in 3 or 4 years. That is a good thing. But for Gillingham, we need to start scoring goals. We need to start winning games of football. You know, it's all right drawing the odd one, but they've got to win games of football. Steve Evans is a good manager, but needs to be back in an embargo. Could it be 2 football clubs that struggle and go down that embargo route? That is a problem. You've got Vadine Oliver, a good striker, 6 goals. You've got Kyle Dempsey, who is out for several weeks. You've got Danny Lloyd. Bar that, I really see where goals are going to come from for this Gill side. They've got Ollie Lee, who's okay. Akinde, you know, Carriola's all right. But for me, I just think this is a weak Gillingham side, and it could struggle come the end of the season. But luckily for them, there is about 6 sides, possibly just as bad. But brilliant result for the Blues. And again, they are closing in on those playoff places. And Morecambe again, they've lost 4-0 at home to MK Dons. Their last 4 victories, 3 of them, they scored 4 goals in. And you look at it away at Morecambe and away at Crewe, you know, just being 2 of them, they've got so many good players. Scott's White, 9 goals, 6 assists, been involved in 15 goals. That is mental. O'Reilly been involved in 5 goals and 4 assists. You've got Waters, 5 goals to his name since joining on loan. You know, it's a great result. They keep grinding them out. They keep scoring goals. They're playing good football. For Morecambe, there was no Cole Stockton at the weekend. They struggled without him, obviously. They haven't won in 4 home games, which isn't great, but again, they need to get that home win just back for confidence. They have got some decent results in there, though. The 2 draws against Plymouth and against Charlton, where they were 2-0 down. So it's not all bad. Got a great result away at Fleetwood in the derby last week. You know, Stockton already leveled his tally from last year. Needs to get Adam Phillips and Ganoa back. Maybe add to the squad in January. Maybe let a few go. I think they need a commanding midfielder in that. Just in that midfield to shore them up, and is a solid defender. They still haven't replaced Sam Lavelle and Sonogo. Yeah, they can replace Mendes Gomez. You know, he's not really getting a stiff. If I was Morecambe, put a cheeky little bid to go and get him on loan, if I was honest with you, because if he's not going to get a game, he wants to be happy again. You know, it's a great result for MK Dons, but Morecambe need to shore up that defence, keeping clean sheets. Otherwise, they could be in the drop as well. But it just seems to you, to me at the moment, where teams are just giving other teams an opportunity to get level. But Rotherham United, they are not giving any opportunities away. That is 13 games unbeaten. Unbelievable. They have collected 29 points in that run. They have won 8 and drawn 5. They have kept 8 clean sheets. In the other 5 games, they've only conceded the 1 goal, but they still managed to get something out of the game. You know, your Smith's already on 12 goals this season. You know, Barlas is contributing goals. You've got Wiles. For me, Wiles is one of the best midfielders in League One. He has everything, box to box, you know, athletic, great passer of a ball, you know, can switch up play, can open a back door as well. You know, very good in front of the back four as well, can score goals. You know, he's got 6 goals this season to his name. You know, scored some brilliant goals this year. He scored away at Ipswich, scored away at Bolton as well. You know, in crucial victories for the Millers. They sit top of the league for a reason. Paul Ward. Yesterday, he celebrated 5 years in charge. Surely one of the best managers in the EFL right now. You know what you're going to get from him. You know his teams are going to be well set up, well drilled, well coached. And, you know, I love that manager. I love that team togetherness. He lost 4-2 at home to Fleetwood. A lot of teams could have caved under and cracked. Not this football club. They keep going. They never stop. And this is one of the best starts in the EFL season ever. So they just got to keep going. They're on 38 points after 19 games. It's a great start. Now the next target is get to 50 points. Then he's literally great. 2 points a game, 2 points a game. And if you lose, forget about it. You win your next one. Then all of a sudden the defeat is forgot about. But Oxford deserve credit. A lot of players out injured. Again, they've only lost 1 of the first 11 at home this year, which is, you know, a very good return. They've won 7 of those. They had a great result at home to Fleetwood in the week. They got some good players. You know, Matty Taylor's on 6, Henry's on 6. You've got Goals and Brannigan in midfield, but they're going to get those players back now. You know, back from injury. You know, Truman has gone back to Birmingham after a loan spell. A clean sheet at home for them. It's a good side. They're not losing ground on them. But Oxford, I think, will be, you know, they'll be in there. They always are. They've got a good manager. You know, after the result against Fleetwood, they stayed behind the huddle, you know, and clap the fans for 5 minutes. And you could just feel what that side was going to do. And it's going to go on a journey, and it could go on a really good unbeaten run, in my opinion, that Oxford side. And let me know, are Oxford going to upset the pack and get into that, you know, top 6? This season, Plymouth 1, Wigan 2, Plymouth 3 defeats in a row now. Mayer on the score sheet, but for Wigan, it's another 90th minute winner for them. An unbelievable scenes. Keane and Lang getting the goals. Keane on 9 goals now this season. Lang on 7. They've got so many good players. McLean's on 5. You got Max Power, who's got 6 assists this season. They got Charlie Wycombe. At the moment, my best wishes go for him. But in the second half this year, they have been unbelievable. You know, pretty much all their goals, all their points come in the second half. It must do Wigan fans' heads in, but they don't care. They're getting over that line, and they've just got to keep winning. Hopefully, you know, for the sake of Wigan fans, you know, the grey hairs start to disappear soon. You know, watching your side. Plymouth, they started really well, take nothing away from it. This is just a little blip for me. As soon as they get that first win, it's all about, right, let's go again here, lads. It was always going to happen where they'd lose one and they might, you know, go on a 5-game bad streak, which every side, by the way, in the top 6, bar Wigan, who've had a few dodgy results here and there, a bit more frequent, had gone on a bad game run, in my opinion, even in Sky Bet League One, really. I'm just waiting for, you know, Fleetwood's good 5-game run at the moment. But Plymouth, they'll be fine this year. I do believe they'll still fight for top 6. Let me know, guys. Has your top 6 changed with this 3-game week? Because Plymouth lost, you know, I've lost 3 times in a week. That all of a sudden changes your mindset of kind of, oh, are they going to be in the top 6? Whereas maybe 8 days, 9 days ago, you're thinking they could get top 2 here if they keep going. Hello, Josh Taylor. How are we? We're going down. I might see you down there, mate. The best team. I mean, Cumbria. That's what. I can't respect Derby's Morecambe, Carlisle, Fleetwood. I'm looking forward to Saturday. People calling it a derby. I don't see Accrington as a rival. I just see I want 3 points off them because they're in the bottom 8, and we need to win that game, really. Fleetwood 2, Bolton 1. Fleetwood winning. keeping scoring, conceding less than one. Morecambe, yeah, I know. Burnley are apparently going to place a bid for James Hill. I've heard that will be a good move for the lad. Anyway, keep your comments coming in, guys. Keep liking and subscribing. Wigan, Plymouth, and NK Dons to the top three. Fair dues. Hello, lads and ladies. And today, you know it, my guy. You know the drill. Sheffield Wednesday against Wycombe. Two sides on decent runs at the moment. Josh Windass, he's back. 2 goals and an assist in his last 2 games. First game back. 1-0 down, 2 and up, 2-2. And that's 10 unbeaten for Wednesday now. That is 18 points collected from those games. 1.8 points a game, nearly at that promotion form. Turn one of those into a draw, one of those into a win. Then you're talking about top 2 form. And that is the difference in these unbeaten runs. If they win maybe the next one or the next 2, all of a sudden then they're looking healthy again. It's a good point at home. They have drawn 5 of the first 10 at home. They've won 4. They've won against some decent sides this year, but dropped points in a lot of silly games. Your Lincolns at home, Wycombe at home, sides where they struggle to break down, but they've also beaten some good sides at home. MK Dons, they've beaten at home. Bolton, they beat at home as well. Beat Doncaster and Fleetwood earlier in the season, who realistically should be beaten, but they still got over the line. Gregory's done well since coming into the club. 7 goals, 4 assists. They've got Kabari's a good player. You've got them, but for Wycombe, they're at the doggy. That's 7 points out of 9. They played Bolton at home. They played Plymouth away, and they've gone to Sheffield Wednesday and got something as well. That is not a bad result. They've only conceded 2 in those games after going on a bit of a 6-game blip. Vokes 6 goals to his name this year. You got McCleary getting an assist the other day. 8 goal contributions this season. You've always got set piece danger with Joe Jacobson. So Wycombe will be there or thereabouts. And for me, I see those 2 sides, really, really fighting out. And it could be a good point at the end of the year. And more for the fact that they haven't lost ground on each other. That is the only reason I'm seeing it as a good point for both. But what a 3 points for Shrewsbury Town. Take that away from home, and they'd be 12th in League One. This season at home, they have won 5, drawn 2, lost 3. That is 17 points collected at home this year. But the problem is, away from home, they've drawn 2, lost 7. They need to improve. And they are above that relegation on the 19th at the moment, which I always knew Shrewsbury would get out of this mess. They've got 8 points really out of the last 5 games, which is a great return for them. And they're playing a good Charlton side that had first defeat under Johnny Jackson. I think that's 6 games. Stockley, Washington and Lee have been excellent lately. But Adoa, again on the score sheet, that's 3-3. Helped get him a point against Sunderland. Unlucky last week against Cheltenham. But 4 points out of Charlton and Sunderland. Great result for Shrewsbury. They'll keep on climbing. They'll, in my opinion, I don't think I'm looking at them in my bottom 6. I'm more looking at teams that are a little bit above them that I think will struggle. Maybe a Lincoln, maybe a Cambridge. I think Shrewsbury will be just fine this year. They're always around this zone, and they always want a little bit of a good run. They've got a decent enough manager. They've got a decent enough squad as well. Luke Lee is getting goals from left back as well. They've got Bowman. They're all on 4 goals. So it just shows you, I think you've got 3 players there that can easily get into double figures. And when you've got that against other teams, maybe a Morecambe, maybe a Wimbledon, maybe a Fleetwood, maybe a Gillingham, a Doncaster and Crewe, probably definitely don't have that. I just think Shrewsbury will be a little bit better and will stay up this year. But for Charlton, you just got to react to it. It's 1 defeat and go again. They've still not appointed Johnny Jackson. I wonder how many more games he's going to get. Maybe win the next 2 or 3, then they'll give it him. But Johnny Jackson is proper Charlton, and he is improving. The fortunes there, but the fortunes aren't changing at Lincoln. It's only 1 win out of their last 9 home games after winning on the opening home game against Fleetwood with a last-minute goal. It's only 1 win in 7 for the Imps, but again, a great result for Accrington. It's their first win in 6. They had lost 3 of the previous 5 as well. It's their first clean sheet in 13 games since beating Who guessed it? Shrewsbury Town at the Wham Stadium. They've got a lot of good players. You know, your Pells, your McConville, your Butchers. You know, Bishop, who got the goal the other day. You know, they've got a lot of, I think Coyle coming through. You know, and this is without Dion Charles, their main man as well. Accrington have it togetherness. They have a good spine. They have a good spirit. They have a very good manager as well. You know, Fleetwood at home on Saturday, you can get a result there. You know, they're laughing, and all of a sudden you're looking at, after a bad period, all of a sudden you can breathe that little bit easier. But if they lose, all of a sudden you're looking behind your shoulder again. But this Accrington side have enough, character and charisma in them. But for Lincoln, I'd be worried about them, really. Scully's dried up a little bit. I know he's got 10 goal contributions this season, but without him, I know Maguire's got a few assists, Florini's got a few goals to his name, but I just feel they aren't that team that grind out results. They aren't that nasty team anymore, and they are getting a bit rolled over, especially at home. I know they went to Wigan and won 2-1 away, but that side 5-6 games ago seems possibly 50 or 60 games ago as well. But they've got a decent manager there, and I'm sure they'll be just okay this season. And finally, we end off with a Sunday game. It was just so frustrating. I don't think they've been any closer than 4 points off the playoffs all season, which is a frustrating period for them because they've always lost. After 2 defeats, they needed to beat Crewe at home. He had to win. Otherwise, for me, 10 points off the playoffs, with only, I know that there's still 75, 78 to play for. It would have been a lot to catch up. All of a sudden, you're already catching up. You're 12% of your points left behind. So, you're relying on other teams' misfortune and you going on an unbelievable run. If you're 10 points behind with, 28 games to go, you're kind of looking at to get 50 points. You're only looking at dropping, 2 points a game, really. But that win changes the whole complex. Macaulay Bonne should have scored. Still on 11 goals this year. I don't think he's got a goal in about 4 or 5 games as well. Selina scored one of the best goals I've seen this year. He got the ball, edge of the box, chipped, Richards in the Crewe goal. I've been swapping with Jaskalainen this year. Goalkeeping problems have been a problem for them this year, I feel. But a great goal. Burton Selina scored a last-minute goal against Fleetwood in a dramatic win at Portman Road as well. They're 12th man. They've got these pack-out Portman Road games. They need to get them over the line. When you've got those players of that S, Connor Chaplin, you're going to win games of football. But Selina, you are a little beauty. What a player he is, and a great result at home at Portman Road. We're going to come to your comments before we go into the league table and have a look at a Q&A to finish. Are Bolton going down? No. They'll be absolutely just fine. Nando's away tomorrow. Up the Nando's. Derby, Sunderland, Ipswich, Pompey and Wendy's can fight out amongst themselves next season, and who's the biggest club makes it a great league for teams and go and win those places. Exactly. And what I do like about Derby this year, they are giving everything a go. And that is what football should be about. Forget the off-field positions. That team on there are giving the manager everything. Absolutely everything. And they're going to come down a bit like Wycombe last year, just playing the socks off. I do think late in the season we'll go on a bad game and a big losing streak. I do, because I'll catch up with them. But why not? The food, 500 bill. The food chain starts at Newcastle, 500 billion. The likes of Ipswich in town on 10,000 or less. Share the pounds, please. Yeah, I had a chat about academies today, and you look at it. A lot of the academy at the lower level, we just feed the clubs for them, like. The FA and the Football League and the Premier League just basically want us to feed our Category 3, Category 2 to their top 6, so they always have the better players, and then they'll literally buy, say, a player off Fleetwood for 300 grand, and that will help run our academy for 6 months. But for them, they're going to go and get a player and go through their academy, and they'll probably sell them on for a bigger fee, or they'll play in their first team. So it is always going to be like that. But the clubs like Fleetwood, it's going to be their only way to bring money in. Really, Morecambe are the same. I think Crewe, you have a great academy as well. You've got to be self-sustainable nowadays in League One. And a lot of clubs are trying to do it after lockdown. Especially the smaller clubs, maybe just taking note of how much they're spending. I'm a Plymouth fan. I'm used to disappointment. I don't think we're good enough for automatic, but surely we can stay in the top 6. Just keep grinding out results. If you think about it, you only need probably about 40 points. You know, I think you can get that. It's what, 1.6 points a game? Just keep going. Good evening. Wigan, Plymouth, and Rotherham. Someone's saying, wow. Keep liking. I've done 28 likes. We're going to come into the league table. There's 60 people, and I'm sure you've not all liked. If you have an account, hit like, hit subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated. But we're looking at the League One table, and Crewe, Doncaster, Fleetwood, and Gillingham all sit. Now, we said we'd do it. The 6 clubs I feel that are in danger this year are those 4. Morecambe are in it. Lincoln are in it. They're my 6 at the moment. Lincoln or Cambridge are in it. For me, Cambridge are on 23 points, only 6 points adrift. And they have got some good results of late. But for me, conceding 2 a game 11 times this year, they've only played 20 times. That's 55% of their games. And they conceded in 17. In the other 6, they've conceded 1. It's not good enough, really. So for me, I think it's going to be an 8-team shootout at the moment. There's always 6 normally, but I think you can add Lincoln and Cambridge to it. Shrewsbury and Wimbledon, I think, have enough character, and I think this is the best overall Wimbledon side I've seen in a long while. Your McCormicks, your Sells, your Palmers, your Woodyards, your Teasnow's in goal as well, your Nightingales, your Ben Hennigans. They've got a decent enough squad there, I feel. Your Nesta Guinness Walkers, who they signed for a small fee just 3 or 4 years ago. I do believe they're going to be in a dogfight. Then you've got clubs like Accrington, Charlton and Bolton that I do believe there will be their teams that win 1, draw 1, lose 1. Accrington are 14th, they've won 7, drawn 5, lost 8. Bolton are the big example, 7-5-8. Cheltenham are a team, again, 7 wins, 6 short, 6 defeat. They're doing so well in this league. They're unbeaten in those last 5 games as well. They've got a great manager as well. Then you look at the top 10. Burton, Portsmouth, Oxford and Sheffield Wednesday are just outside those playoffs. If a team's going to drop out, I do think it's going to be Plymouth. I hope they don't. They only got a 3-point cushion now. But for Wednesday, Oxford, Portsmouth or Ipswich or even Burton, I think one of those will break in. I don't think it'll be Burton. I don't know about Ipswich. I'd love to see them in there. There's still that quality that you think they can do it. But for me, if the most likely team to do it is Oxford or Portsmouth, Oxford back over 46 games, they played 2 games less than Portsmouth. They got the same amount of points, and I think they've got a great team, a great manager. I think Portsmouth do, but for the excitement and the football Oxford play, I know they've only scored 3 extra goals to be fair, and they conceded 4 less goals. I think they're going to be the team to break in. But MK Dons, Sunderland, Plymouth, and Wycombe are in those playoffs. Wycombe, MK Dons and Sunderland, I don't think will break out, really. I think they'll get it in. And Wigan and Rotherham, I think that's my top 2, done and dusted, really. I think there'll be a few clubs that get close to that. But I think Rotherham and Wigan are consistent, score goals. Rotherham do it a different way to Wigan. They're a little bit calmer about it. I know they score the same amount of goals. And they conceded less goals. Wigan like to do it in a different manner where you feel there's a bit more of a feel-good factor when Wigan do it because they score in the last minute, whereas Rotherham do it maybe 2 or 3-0, and it's a comfortable victory for them. But both teams are, a decent settle right now. Wigan 4 without defeat, drawn 1 of those. Wigan, Rotherham 13 without defeat. Let me know your top 6s down below. I know you think might go down. I want to say, we're going to read them out now in the chat, your bottom 4s, because we always do top 6. I want to say your bottom 4s. Forget where teams are now. Forget games in hand. At this moment, where do you honestly see the bottom 4 sitting? For me, I'm going to be honest. I said I'd do it. Crewe and Doncaster will go, in my opinion. I also think Morecambe may go. I can't lie. I think Fleetwood will go. And it upsets me to say this. I just think Fleetwood's squad depth isn't there. And there's a lot of injuries there in key positions. We're down to 1 centre-half in our 22-man squad, which isn't ideal. Matete and Hill could be off in the summer, in January. I think Morris and Paddy Lane will be okay for now. But for me, when our strikers aren't really scoring goals, I know Jed Gardner scored his 6th goal of the season. You've got Danny Andrew on 6. I think Fleetwood will go down, personally. And it's one between Morecambe or Gillingham for me for that last place. If I had to go for one, I think probably Morecambe have got Cole Stockton and he's got 13 goals extra, which is basically Cole Stockton for you. But they've conceded 10 more than Gillingham. And goal difference could be a big factor. Fleetwood is the best in that bottom 6, -4. Above that, it's Lincoln on -4. So I think you're going to see over Christmas teams really start to grind their positions down. But for me, I think Doncaster, Crewe, Fleetwood and Morecambe at this moment in time. And it bloody pains me to say that. But I'm not biased. And I've never have been biased, in my opinion. And I don't want to be that way. I think they should keep Bond in January. Obviously, keeping that, but I think so. I know there's been rumours, but he's an Ipswich lad. He's firing there, but he's not been quite right these last few games. I'd hope for their sake they are, because if they aren't, Stockton would be an ideal replacement. He's a big, ideal striker, but they're going to have to pay the fee about 1.5 million for me. He is worth. I reckon Morecambe fans are looking at £1 million for Stockton or £1.5 million. He is worth £2 million to Morecambe. He's worth £1 million extra than he's actually worth. And I say this about Michael Smith. For what he offers their team is a get-out clause, give him the ball. Like, Morecambe, by the way, were defending a cross against Fleetwood. And again, he stuck the ball to me. He held it up. He shoved off the defender and he shot from the other and piece of magic, bang, 2 extra points. Just from that target man. And for Ipswich, they're going to have to get it out. They're getting... If Stockton goes, I do worry for Morecambe. I must admit, who do you replace him with? Because I think he's unreplaceable, really. 24th, Crewe. 23rd, Donny. Yes, a bit of positivity from some Rovers fans. Not bottom of the league. 22nd, Gillingham. 23rd, Fleetwood. Yeah. Fleetwood, in my opinion, have the best team out of those 4 clubs, personally. But what they don't have is depth. I don't think all 4 teams do have depth. That is the problem. Crewe, Doncaster, Fleetwood and Morecambe. Again, Kyle agrees with me. Do you think Fleetwood will sign many in January? I think they might bring 2. They've got 2 availabilities on loan. And then maybe bring a couple of free agents in if we can. Maybe send a couple of loans out. I'd tell you what, Ryan Edmonton, when he came on for 5 or 10 minutes the other day, was brilliant when he came on. He was a different player. And maybe that could be his revival. This is the Q&A part. So if you've got any questions, we've got about 15 minutes to answer questions before I've got to shoot. But fire away with your questions. Crewe, Doncaster, Shrewsbury and Morecambe. Wow. I'm shocked you said Shrewsbury. Yeah, another one's got Fleetwood in. If we don't do anything, we're centre back. I think we could go down. Exactly. Conceding goal after goal is not going to help you, is it? Ross Stewart, unbelievable player. I like Ross Stewart. I think he's a great player, mate. We need a centre back in January. Done a lot of clubs. Top 5 League One strikers mappers. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, for me, Michael Smith's got to be up there. For me, just for what he offers to Rotherham, he's old up play. We're just going to, catch up on the comments. Yeah. Oh. Michael Smith, Cole Stockton's up there. Macaulay Ball, good player. Done it for, a number of years now. I like goal scorers that don't just score goals as well. Defensive forwards, as they're known as well. I like Will Keane. I think Will Keane's a handful at League One level. I think I'd have to put him in. And then I'd probably put one of Hardy, Jeff Cott, Ross Stewart, Danny Andrew at this rate now. I'd probably go for Ross Stewart for me. So Ross Stewart, Michael Smith, Macaulay Bond, Cole Stockton, and I've got one more. It's a hard one, really is. I'd probably go Will Keane. Just Will Keane gets in just for me. Good player. I think he's already on 9 goals this year, which is an unbelievable return. I think Sam Smith, on his day, a decent player. Again, top 5 defenders, Ben. Oof. Now you're testing me. Dominic Iorfa, I like. Tell you what, I'm trying to do a back 4. For me, Dominic Iorfa's in there. Danny Andrew, you could easily put there for what he offers. You know, your Joe Jacobsons, your Ryan Tazzafoley's is very good. What's he called? Burgess at Ipswich, who signed from Accrington, is a tidy signing as well. You've got me. Honestly, it's really tough because off the top of my head, it's hard to say as well. I like Tazzafoley. I think he's been a very good player for a number of years, really now. But Rotherham have got a very nice settle back 4 as well. With lots of good talent in there as well. Curtis Tilt's a good player. Watmore, very good player as well. Edmondson again, great player. Emerson Green again came on, didn't he, against Fleetwood? He's got a lot of talent there. He just needs to keep performing. Doyle, a striker, yeah. Curtis still, can score. Kurt, yeah, exactly, good player. Tom Flanagan, exactly. You got Doyle there at Sunderland, like just mentioned. So many good players. Iorfa, yeah. Keep the questions coming, guys. Before we head off, about 5 minutes to go. Keep liking and subscribing to United Nation. By the way, he is Ipswich Player of the Season this year. What a revival he has had. Him and Burns on the right-hand side. Tell you what, he could get 10 goals this season. Obviously, 90% probably coming from Janai, but no. It's a very good right-hand side. United Nation is a very solid right back. It didn't quite work his way to the side, but, come back in. I think Wellens for me. Just for the fact there's a bit more of a loyalty there with Artell and Steve Evans. And I don't think Gillingham could go better. I tell you what, Doncaster, Grayson, got a good record of taking teams out of League One, remember? I prefer Vincent Young, but Dinesh has still been very good too. Yeah, Vincent Young, he's not really been given an opportunity, really, but, Dinesh, he's keeping him out of the side at the moment, isn't he? Wigan, exactly. Best support in League One. Home, Lincoln, or Plymouth, or Ipswich. Those 3 were special. Very good. I said Ipswich last because I expected it from them. The other 2, I was shocked, really, about their atmosphere. It was spine-tingling at times. Bristol Rovers were very good when they were in League One. But they've got Joey now, so they might not be in League One for a while. Away, Sunderland, Ipswich, Portsmouth, Wigan, Bolton. There's loads. Cheltenham's getting much game time at P&E. Yes, he is. The last 2 games, he's come off the bench. He scored the winner away at Middlesbrough, and he scored a vital equaliser at home to Fulham at the weekend. So, yes, he is getting game time. And Tony, don't remind me, because I was getting me hopes up saying he's not getting a look in it. We might get him on loan. All of a sudden, he's being selfish. I mean, really good at Championship level. So, Preston will want to keep him because it's important for them to stay in the Championship. I just think it's a bit selfish of him, really. Come back to Fleetwood. Help us out. Don't help Preston. No. I love Ched. Ched is in my all-time favourite Fleetwood players. Kenzie is number 1. He breaks a record on Saturday for most Fleetwood appearances. He is special, that lad. Especially what he's been through. Yeah, exactly. Coming from an Aki fan, I'm saying we'll beat you 3-1. What's your prediction? I think it'll be 1-1 on Saturday. I think a point apiece. I don't want a point. We need 3. Because after you guys, Fleetwood, by the way, next 3 games are Accrington away. Accrington away. Bolton at home. And then we've got Bolton away tomorrow in the cup. Then we've got Gillingham at home. realistically, I think we should be getting 6 points from those 3 games. And except one defeat in them, but we need to win the other 2 if we lose one. Theo Astergaard, yes. Good shout. Who's the best goalkeeper? Oh. Now, for me, I'm going to say Craig McGilvray. Because I've liked him for many years. I think he's been the best goalkeeper in League One in the last 5 years, if I'm honest with you. Consistently good, consistently keeping clean sheets, consistently making save after save. Good leader, great experience. Helped Portsmouth get to 2 playoff semi-finals. Helped Portsmouth win the Papa John's Cup as it was. For me, and he's helping Charlton when we get all that table. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. Again, McGilvray. Hoffenheim's very good as well. I've just not seen enough of Hoffenheim yet. I've only seen him twice. Once at Fleetwood and a couple of times I've had a chance to watch Sunderland as well. Bolton, I'm not. It was, I like Halaki for Salford, but he's not been the same at Ipswich. We're missing Dion Charles, doesn't want to play for us anymore. I said this today as well. I said, that's what I like about John Coleman. Other managers would have just played him because look what he can do on the pitch. No. Nobody's too above Accrington Stanley. Yes, they're a small club like ourselves, but he wants everyone to be on that pitch that wants to be at this football club. He'd rather play an under-18 or an under-23 player from their academy that wants to give it an opportunity. And something that will only benefit the team. Let him go. He's never too big above his club. He's a weird one, really, because when he came to Fleetwood, he didn't get given the opportunity, really. I can't see him going scoring goal after goal in the Championship for me. But I think Coleman said he's going to sign a new 2-year deal, and he hasn't. That is great management, by the way, from Coleman, to just basically say, right, you don't want to play, you don't want to sign a new deal, you don't want to stand on your word. He's a man of his word, John Coleman. You go away. We don't want you at this football club. We'll let you go in January if that's what you want. Fair play. He stuck to it, even through the desperate times as well. Brilliant management. And he plays for Charlton. Hi, how you doing? I'm all good, mate. How are you, pal? Good to hear from you. Ben Amos, yes, he is up there. I actually put him as one of the best goalkeepers in League One last year when he was at Charlton. He's a good goalkeeper, keeps clean sheet. Ex-United as well, I believe. Might be top midfielders. You look at your players. Your Connor Chaplins, those types of players. Your Burton Salinas, could you call a midfielder? Depends what you define as a midfielder, really. You've got your Nailers in there, great player as well. Your Morsey, great player in the holding midfield player as well. Doing really well. Ben Wiles is one of the best central midfielders in this league. Ollie Rathbone. He's going to struggle even getting back into that Rotherham United side. It's unbelievable the talent they've got. You've got, Pendlebury. You've not heard from a bit for a while at Wycombe. You've got so many good players. Honestly, you can, your McCormick at Wimbledon. Honestly, there's a lot of good talent this year in this level. I like Johnny Smith, who is a winger. You couldn't really call a midfielder. You've got McGrandles at Lincoln I quite like as well. There's so many good players. So many good players there. Sunderland have got some good midfielders as well. Winchester's a good player as well. So many. Celine scored a second best player in the NFL behind Mitrovic. What a goal yesterday. That lad is so good. Honestly, James McLean. Honestly, when you say offhand, you forget about him. Honestly, you can't just say him all offhand as well. So good. Jordan Cousins, where is that? Sam Morsey. I know. Max Power gets goals and assists. A bit of a shit house. Would you take Devante Cole and Ash Hunter back? I'd take Ash back. I wouldn't take Devante back. For me, Ash back with a heartbeat. Paddy Lane is the best player from non-league or the nearest to Ash Hunter we've signed in a long while. For me, Ash Hunter would walk back into this side now. Liam Quitcott wants a word. Exactly, Jay. He's another one that, Lincoln are a better side when he's got him in the side. And for me, great player. Absolute, great player for me. I like him. But again, you look at the assists in League One. Scott Twine, that we've not even mentioned, an attacking midfielder. He does play as a false nine for Wimbledon, MK Dons. Your Barlas, a great player. Wes Houlihan, great player. When you're looking at it, Matt O'Reilly's a superb player. Kieran Lee. There's so many you can mention. Tunnicliffe, Barry Bannon. The list could go on forever. And, there's so many special players in this league. Dogs, you must spend all studying the Football League pyramid of players, as your knowledge is simply priceless. How do you manage to... If I'm honest with you, I just watch football and I just read up on football every day. And I love doing it. I'm sometimes tired of it, but I absolutely love watching football, love reading about football. I'll just read my match reports or, listen to other people and see what they say on a certain player of their club. And, I want to get out to more League One neutral games. That's what I want to do this year. I've been able to do it a couple of times. I am aiming in the new year to get out to maybe 5 or 6 games, hopefully, to watch some, League One and possibly League Two football. Studying for the teams coming up next year. Definitely not studying for the 23, the 17 teams that Fleetwood may be playing next year. Can we have Callum Johnson back? No, you can't. Actually, yeah, you can. Callum Johnson's awful. I'll tell you what, take him back. And when we have an embargo, we'll buy him. And no, I absolutely love Callum Johnson. By the way, what a guy. He used a bit of my vlog in his Instagram the other day. What a man. For me, gets a lot of stick. But for me, puts his head where it's at. Scored 3 headed goals this year. That's led to some good results. Crewe at home, away at Wimbledon. I'm looking up to get a point at home to Morecambe. Great player. For me, I don't know why Portsmouth let him go. Top 3 managers. This moment in the league at this moment. I hate this. I'm going to get stick for this. I just know it. Here we go. Paul Warren's there. Paul Warren's in my top 3 without a doubt. He's there. Done and dusted. Gareth Ainsworth's there for me, what he does at that football club. Now, your problem is it's between Liam Richardson, Carl Robinson, Liam Manning, and Paul Cook or Duff at Cheltenham. Something, I'm going to put Duff at Cheltenham. I think he deserves a bit of credit. I think if you look at it, MK Dons, Wigan Athletic, they're doing very well. Oxford are doing very well, but they've got very good squads. No one really expected this at Cheltenham. I put them in the bottom 4. Why I did it, I don't know. Great together, just great team spirit. And, we brought them up from League Two. Look at the team, he's inherited. I think it was Gary Johnson there before him that he's inherited. Young manager, first job. What a job. They're my top 3. What's your favourite League One, Shan? Ooh. It's a good one, that. Play at Portsmouth's a classic. Pompey play up. Go on, the boys. Liam Richardson. Thoughts on your manager being sacked? I hate seeing any manager being sacked. And I will stick up for my manager at my football club for as long as I can. And it ran its course. And training was a little bit bland, what I've heard. Apparently, they weren't great. And the players maybe lost a little bit of confidence, weren't really playing for him. And when that happens as a manager, you're done, you're finished. For a few games before, they were fighting for him. I do believe the supporters have got him sacked. I don't think Pilly wanted to do it, but I think he's been panicked into it. And you're looking at the names now. Let's have a look at the latest odds for the Fleetwood job. But I think it's Chris Beach that's currently favourite. I said this all along. It won't matter if you sack Grayson. It all matters on how the team reacts to him sacked and who comes in. And they need to get a reaction. This group of coach properly, they'll stay up, in my opinion. But we need to add 2 or 3 players in January, and I don't think we can. I honestly don't. Anyway, the Fleetwood manager odds. I think it's been Beck Victor, these odds. Keep the questions coming. Early odds to replace Simon Grayson. At the moment, the odds are Chris Beach is still favourite, I believe. Jamie Milligan has come up as well, who's doing, I think he's top of the league at Bamber Bridge. He's going from 9 to 4. And then it's 5 to 1 for Stephen Craney. Then it's John O'Shea at 10 to 1. Jamie Milligan at 12 to 1. they're some decent young coaches in there, but not inspired by them. If I'm honest with you, I think we're going to say up. My view would be go to John Sheridan, who I'm listening to on Under the Podcast at the moment, actually, and go, right, do what we did last time, keep us up and we'll give you 200 grand, whatever we gave him last time. I think it was 250 grand. Keep us up. Craney is number 2. Wilesy is one of the coaching staff. Then give it Craney and Wilesy in the summer. That's what I do, personally. Coming from an Aki fan, I think we'll beat you. Yeah. I'm not confident myself, mate. I'm not going to lie. But honestly, guys, I've really enjoyed tonight's show. We're getting over that. There have been so many questions. Wigan third, biggest clubs in League 151st. So many. Anyway, we are going to end today's stream here. We're over an hour. It's been a good show. Love doing it. I love speaking about League One. If you are liking these shows, there's over 50 of you on a Monday night at 8 o'clock. It's an unbelievable turnout. Thank you so much. Without you, it wouldn't be a show. But the comments, I really do enjoy it. I especially love the 20-minute Q&A at the end. That's probably my favourite bit. Just talking football, just chilling out. So much content coming over the New Year period. There's a lot of League One games that we're potentially going to do a watch-along to as well. And if you'd like to see that, just put a thumbs up in the comments if you'd like to see League One watch-alongs return to the channel. Also, the Fleetwood vlogs. Also, the odd League One video as well, which do return on Wednesday. You will see that shortly. But until next time, I'm going to say our goodbyes. Great to see you again, Ben. Are you vlogging the bottom match tomorrow? I am. I don't really care about the competition. I'm just going to do it for the crack. And, a good away day overall. Hope you stay up. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Mark. Hope you stay up. Good night. What will be best for Scott Crazer? Anywhere, in my opinion, behind the striker. Left, right, or as an attacking midfielder. Until next time, guys, I will see you later. It's a big over and out from me. And I will see you tomorrow for Bolton away.